Shalawam, Shalawam. This is the brother Yeshaya, and before I begin, I would like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, the men I do learn this truth from. Now, by the title of this lesson, we're going to be going into birthdays, and the birthday and how it's hedonistic. You see, the title is birthday celebrations are hedonistic. So of course, let's grab this definition right quick. I already got a precept coming to mind. Bear with me. And now while I hold this precept, I'm going to grab the definition of hedonistic. It reads, engaged in the pursuit of pleasure, sensual and self-indulgent. And here's an example. It says, a hedonistic existence of drink, drugs, and parties. And that's essentially what Jake does. You see, because Jake, being you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that fail to realize you are Israelites. So the Lord has done us a favor by setting up the prophets, the men that go out and teach, to bring this into attention, put it right in your face, because that's how Jake is, man. A lot of our people like to see it to believe it, and one of those ultimate things that we do see are the men out there teaching, just as in the ancient times. That spirit's not on these Christians to go out and teach, or these Muslims. Now in these bigger cities, you do see Jehovah wickedness and Christians, pagan Christians, because they're not traditional Christians. We're the traditional Christian. We're the true followers of Yahawashi, who this world has confusedly called Jesus. You see? But keeping it strict to the lesson, these pagans have influenced the world by giving birthday celebrations and things that we were never called to do. That self-worship is essentially what they're doing. So once again, hedonistic is engaged in pursuit of pleasure, and that's it, man. These people, they live to please themselves 24/7, but that ultimate day every year is their birthday, which they really get from the pharaohs. Because when a pharaoh becomes whenever an Egyptian becomes a pharaoh, that's technically their birthday. And these customs they don't come from nowhere. So let's go ahead and grab this precept right quick. This is going to be Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. So this place under the sun spoken of is the SHALAWAM to the brother 𝐤𝐄ℎ and any other brother that may be watching. But this place of judgment is earth. And we all truly go back to heaven when we pass away. But to be sent back out to this earth, it comes through birth. And since I mentioned that, let me go ahead and jump into Wisdom of Solomon. And then I'll grab the brother's precept. So what we just read with Ecclesiastes, the place of judgment is this earth. And that's why you see individuals born with illnesses, and they're dysfunctional, they're deformed. Let me see. This is going to be Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. And then just starting with the top, it reads, I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh, in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man. And you see, that's where life begins, is with the seed of man. That's why everything we know in life is truly created by men. But we live in an upside down place where they make the women, you know, the heads, you know. The woman usurps authority over a man. And that's why, man, I see these cartoons my son plays, and that shit's vexing. You see a man looking like a child and treated like a child, and the woman, like she does everything. It's completely pathetic. But it says, in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man, and the pleasure that came with sleep. Well, what is that pleasure that comes with sleep? It's you know, getting down with your woman. It says, and when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth, which is of like nature. And the first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do. You see, so this is how we all get delivered to this place of judgment, man. It says, and in the ancient world, you know, women would have their child as a, you know, as a cattle would, if you will. You know, the baby falls down out of her womb. It's just more natural that way. And it reads, I was nursed in swaddling clothes, and that with cares. You know, just as, you know, any hospital has a baby swaddled up in a blanket. But this is the point, verse 5. For there is no king that had any other beginning of birth. So the ultimate king is Yahawashi. And through the spirit, man, he is King Solomon. You know, the spirit that came in as Yahawashi was King Solomon. You know, but he's telling you right here that there is no other way of coming to this earth except through a man and a woman, you know, getting down and then having a child. So, you know, that's the ultimate way of being birthed. And now, as I mentioned, let me go ahead and jump onto the comment board. So, starting at the top, the brother had commented, or 𝐉𝐄𝐅𝐿YAM had commented, Ecclesiastes 7 and 1. And 𝐻𝐿ARAK, I was going to grab this one, but you had, the spirit was on you. It reads, a good name is, oh, Salakia. Oh, at the very top, the brother, �SHALAWAM Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi 𝐻𝐿ARAK, Ecclesiastes 7 and 1. A good name is, oh man, let me grab it on my phone because it's not letting me read the whole thing off the iPad. This is going to be Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 1. A good name is better than precious ointment. And that good name is referring to your reputation. It's better than, you know, a healing ointment. You know, when you have a sunburn, you know, I'm not like the darkest brother out there, but, you know, when you get a sunburn, you put some aloe vera. I know that helps. You know, things like that can heal you. It says, and then like when you get a cut, you know, they got things like in this world right now with Neosporin. I'm sure there's natural things that are in it, but Esau likes to pollute everything. But, you know, you could get a cut or a burn, you put ointment on it. It says, in the day of death than the day of one's birth. You see, so it's better to be off this planet, man. Now, that doesn't, not to be confusing and think offing yourself, you know, but you're supposed to do your best to serve the Lord, man. And at the end of the day, man, we all go back to the heavens. You know, so that was the point with that one. And then just going to show you, man, the day of your birth isn't something to glorify, you know, to keep it with the lesson. Let me see if the brother, what holy book do you read from? It's just simply the King James. You know, this individual, Chance Flores, he does come a lot. So maybe this is something you need to look into, but it's just the Holy Bible. You see, I got it right here. The 1611 edition has this book right here, the Apocrypha. Let me see if I could get it in the view. The Apocrypha. So the Spirit's on you, man. Look up 1611, you know, Bible app, King James, and watch Great Millstone. Those are the men that teach. That's the true church. You know, because a church is a people before it's a place. It takes sincere believers to make a church. It's not just some random building people call a church and they throw an idol on it, such as a cross. The brother had hey man, 𝐻𝐿ARAK, these are all precepts I was going to grab. So let me go ahead and grab this one. This is Job chapter 3 and verse 2. I'm going to pull it up on the phone right quick. This is Job chapter 3 verse 2. Actually, I'm going to start at the top. It reads, after this opened Job his mouth and cursed his day, and his day being his birthday. It says, and Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night in which it was said, there is a man child conceived. So basically when they knew, hey, we're having a boy. You know, Job had a very terrible life. You know, he had a very terrible experience, such as all brothers. You know, but Job had an ultimate life to live. for an example for us to read, you know, because these things are written down for us to understand and learn from, you know, and through the Spirit, man. Job is either here on this earth right now as one of the brothers that teach, or he's in the heavens. But it says, let that day be darkness. Let that day be darkness, man. That's referring to his birthday. And this is a man of God. Don't get it twisted. This is a man of God speaking. It says, let not the Most High regard it from above. So don't let the Most High acknowledge my day of my birth. It says, neither let the light shine upon it. And that's heavy. Don't shed any light on this day, you know. Let me see. So don't let any light shine upon it. Verse 5. Let darkness and the shadow of death stain it. Let a cloud dwell upon it. Let the blackness of the day terrify it. You know, that's pretty much the point, man. You know, Job was in the Spirit. He understood this place is nothing to glorify, you know, being sent here on earth. Although we have a journey to fulfill, you know, we have our lots to fulfill. The Lord has his purpose with us, man. We're simply his actors, if you will. You know, of course we ain't playing when it comes to this truth, man, but at the end we'll know who the true men of God were. You know, but everyone simply has their position in this movie we call life. And then the Chancellor says, I'm trying to understand. Khan, if you're sincere, man, just like I said, look up Great Millstone and listen and learn. If you have like a certain question, you could just put Great Millstone Virgin Birth, Great Millstone Trinity, Great Millstone God and Jesus. You know, brothers have countless videos out there. This truth has been from the beginning of time, but, you know, beginning like the I want to say 60s, 80s maybe, if I remember that correctly, Abba Bivens, you know, the man that was given the Spirit to start going into the Bible properly, you know, he hit the scene, and now we got our elders in Great Millstone, Elder Apostle Tahar on down, teaching. And this is all according to the same Spirit, man. We ain't going against each other, you know, we're not trying to tear each other down. We're trying our best to show true love to the brotherhood, you know. We got to feed the sheep, and that's simply what we do by making these videos. So it says, I'm trying to understand. The brother had commented Matthew 14:6. But when Herod's birthday was kept, the daughters of Herod. Salaki, let me see. I have to pull it up on the phone right quick. Keep forgetting. This is Matthew chapter 14, verse 6. And I may have it written down right here. Let me see. Gone. Of Matthew 14, verse 6. But when Herod's birthday was kept, the daughter of Herodias danced before them and pleased Herod. You know, Herod's just completely a heathen. You know, I don't want to misspeak on that, but Tawada for sharing that out. Let me go ahead and grab this one right quick. So this is going to be Exodus chapter 23, verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. You see, that multitude is when people gather together and party, do drugs, rob people, you know, break into houses, riot in the streets. You know, these people are, you know, and that's happening in these times, man. You see Jake out there tearing up downtown areas. That's a sign that Esau's losing his kingdom. This earth is losing its, America is losing its glory it once had. That's why you see Trump with that cry for help, talking about make America great again. But it reads, Exodus 23:2, Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. You know, so hey, we can't be afraid of showing judgment. We can't let these people persuade our thoughts, persuade our actions. You know, because, hey, Satan gives you plenty of reasons to not do this work. You see, but the Lord's Spirit is what keeps us going. Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi gives us much more reasons to keep doing this thing, man. And we hope that's to the end. And in that final payment of salvation, you know, and everything else that comes with it. So, now this is what I wanted to grab, proving that these Egyptians, you know, with the pharaohs, they started these customs, man. This is Genesis chapter 40, verse 20. It reads, "And it came to pass the 3rd day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, that he made a feast unto all his servants. And he lifted up the head of the chief butler and of the chief baker among his servants." You see, so it didn't state Israelites gathered together in honor of an Israelite's date of birth, you know, this and that. It's completely opposite. It's the heathen. And what did the Lord do after he took us out of Egypt? Well, this is what he states in Leviticus 18, verse 3. "After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances." You see, so the Lord clearly makes a distinction. He's telling his people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, through your forefathers who come from Jacob, you Israelites, to not follow the ways of these people. You're better than them, essentially. Don't take that statement and make you know, a proud spirit come upon you. That's nothing to be proud of. That just shows you got more to worry about. These heathen, they don't got to worry about serving the Lord. They don't got to worry about doing what's right, because they have no sense of righteousness. They have no you know, spiritual compass. They don't know where to go. They're lost. So let's grab this in the Apocrypha. You know, so man, we got more to carry on our shoulders when it comes to this truth and when it comes to serving our power. Let's grab it right quick. This is, let me see. There's one in Isaiah chapter 40, but let me see if I could grab it in the Apocrypha right quick. God, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 56. And actually, let me see if I can start a couple verses above it. Let's just start with verse 55. So it's 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 55. "All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes." So the Lord made this earth for the Israelites, you know, beginning with Yahawashi, because this is Yahawashi's throne, man. He's going to establish heaven on earth, and that heaven represents peace, you know, true peace, order. Yahawashi is going to have orders played out, and no one's going to go against that. You know, he's going to give us those new bodies where we're going to have no choice but to serve him, because that's what we're truly fighting for, is to serve him in perfectness, in pureness. You see? So, "All this I have spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people," so, hey, this is clearly a separation, "which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel." You see, so these other nations are nothing. They're not regarded as anything. You know, Yahawashi is going to make his enemies his footstool. Those are these other nations, man, because these other nations have done everything in their power to hide this from his people. You see? But that's the way the Heavenly Father wanted it to play out. That's how the Heavenly Father is going to show his true power. You know, Yahawah, as you see it here on the screen. You know, from right to left, that top name right there is Yahawah, and from right to left, that bottom name is Yahawashi. That's his son. You know, that's the first spirit created. That's why Yahawashi is regarded very highly. You see? Let me jump back to the comment board. And no such thing as a virgin birth, Karnak. The brother had commented, let's grab this right quick. This is going to be Colossians chapter 3. You see, and this is the beauty of the brotherhood. we got different, different perspectives when it comes to these scriptures, man. Of course, we all teach according to the same doctrine, but you may not be thinking of a certain precept and a brother gets it, you know? So what was that? Colossians 3 and 2? Let's grab it. Colossians chapter 3 verse 2. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. And what do you get with birthdays, man? You get cake, you get, diabetes, really, because these people, man, they're everything that here is set up to kill you, man. Even the parties, like, there's nothing wrong with drinking, alcohol, yan, but what these people do is indulge. They damn near, fucking explode on how much alcohol they drink. They throw their fucking stomach up, man. It's crazy, so of course, everything got to be done with balance. But the whole birthday idea, that's a complete lie. We shouldn't be participating in that. Now, does that mean that you don't have to celebrate your date of birth, but you can go celebrate others? Then you'd be a hypocrite. So you gotta be about what you live about, what you teach. So, like your own children, man, their date of birth ain't nothing to glorify. The Lord wants them here, he has them here. If he wants to take them off this earth, he can take them off this earth, just as he can do to us as individuals. We don't have control. All we can do is hope that he's in favor of us, because that's what it truly means to be blessed. If I'm blessed, then hey, the Lord's in favor of me. If I'm not blessed, well, then the Lord's ready to take me out. And that's a much better way to go out than, not doing this truth, man. Because a lot of you people out there, man, you have no idea what's coming. So through fear of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, we got to get this message out quickly. Because hey, it's like the scriptures say, we hasten the day of his return. Let me see if I got another one written down, and then I'll just finish up with the comment board. So we had read Leviticus 18 and 3. We're called to not follow the ways of these other nations, because these other nations are nothing, as stated in 2nd Ezra. Now this is gonna be Psalms chapter 5 and chapter 51 and verse 5. Behold, which means to look. So look, I was shapen in iniquity. Hey, we were put together in wickedness. And we come out the womb, fucking up. That's Jake by default. That's in the entire earth, man. We got to learn to do the right things. But our people, naturally through the spirit, they keep certain customs. They understand certain things more quicker than others. And that's what gives us faith, man. We were able to receive this message and continue to come back to it and grow. We didn't hear it and just run away like these other people, man. We be out there teaching and people just, they honk and wave and they smile and drive off and hey, they have no clue, man. So we got to rejoice whenever we can understand these things. So it says, behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. You see, man? So we truly are just set up as nothing. and we're in hopes, man, that the Lord raises us up in the end. There was another precept I did want to grab. Let me see if I can come across it. But in the meantime, let me go ahead and grab this real quick. So if you Google birthday origins, it states right away from this website, https bouqs.com. It says, while many cultures developed birthday celebrations separately, the Egyptians were the first ones to get the party started. When Egyptian pharaohs were crowned gods, they were birthed. That means the first day celebration wasn't marking the birth of a human, but rather the birth of a god. You see, so that's who started it. The Egyptians, these Hamites, they don't believe in Yahawah because Yahawah was never for them. So they had to come up with their own thing. The Lord allowed these other nations to be occupied with their bullshit. And what happened was our people started falling for it. They started going into all that bullshit teaching. And that's why our people are lost. That's why America's known as a melting pot. There's all types of fucking things taught out here. And that's confusion. You know, Babylon, the land of confusion, man. Babbling, you know, it's where you get, you know, confused. They just say a bunch of shit, man. Everyone has an opinion, but they don't want to get straight to the facts, which is this Bible. You know, everyone has an opinion on the Bible and thinks they know what the Bible's about, but they never actually go into it. They don't care for it. It just says they don't care for the Lord. Here it is, the Lord's word in your hands, or in your face, you know, and you have no regard for it. So what makes you think you deserve to actually deal with him face to face? You know, what makes you think Yahawashi, you're worthy of being in the presence of Yahawashi? If you can't even simply listen to his call when he calls, you know, which is all spiritual at the end of the day. It's not like we're sitting here with our car ringer, our phone ringers on. You know, this is spiritual, man. So when you go down, I'm gonna scroll down a little bit more on Google. It says, is birthday a pagan celebration? And before I read this, let's grab the definition on a pagan. The definition of pagan is a person holding religious beliefs other than those of main or recognized religions. And then another one, heathen. You see, so the heathen are other nations, man. Because these other nations, they just got opinions. They don't got the facts. So it says, is birthday a pagan celebration? It says, why do we celebrate birthdays? And this is on the cbsnews.com website. It says, why do we celebrate birthdays? You know, Yahawashi never came here talking about a birthday. He didn't come celebrating shit like that. It says the idea of celebrating the date of your birth is a pagan tradition. In fact, many Christians didn't celebrate birthdays historically. I wonder why. It says, because of that link to paganism. Pagans thought that evil spirits lurked on days of major changes, like the day you turn a year older. And that's true, man. There's definitely demons out there. That's why you see a clusterfuck of demons celebrating, you know, whatever the hell they think they're celebrating. You know, 1 year closer to your death. You know, they're gonna celebrate that, I guess. Well, let's see the comment board right quick. Let me grab it on my phone just to see if I can read it better, so I don't gotta jump back and forth. Okay, so it's just scrolling right back up. The brother had commented, this individual, Chance Flores, commented, will you ever go back to the Cactus Hotel downtown? I like those videos. Khan, usually if the spirit's on me, I'll be out there on the weekends, typically Sundays. I go out there and teach, man. So if the spirit's on you to listen, you know, watch the video or just go out there if the spirit's on you. This is the brother 𝐤𝐄𝐅𝐿, Sirach 1 and 2. Who can number the sand of the sea and the drops of rain and the days of eternity? You know, so hey, that's referring, the brother had commented, we are going to live forever. Khan, that's what the new bodies represent. That's what the kingdom of heaven represents. The Israelites receiving their eternal glory through Yahawashi, through Yahawah. You know, that's why we always give praises to Yahawah in the name Yahawashi. You know, we don't forget where we came from. We don't forget who created us. You know, if the spirit's on us to continue to glorify him in his name. You know, that's why I got it on the image right here on the screen. You know, the spirit wasn't on me to, you know, be on camera. You know, we don't always got to do that. But man, like, it's truly an honor to know these things and to, you know, grow by them. But it says 1969, Tawarak, I believe I was referring to Abba Bivens. I knew it was like the 60s or 70s or 80s, but yes, 69 to be exact. And the brother commented, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 23. For the Most High, I'll read it verbatim. It says, for God created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity. And there you go, man, because the Lord's going to create us. You know, he did create us to live forever, but of course with Adam and Eve going off, you know, which contrary to popular belief, Adam and Eve were not the first humans on earth, but they were the first with this truth, with this knowledge. They were given this breath of life, man, because, you know, essentially we haven't even truly lived yet. You know, Adam and Eve got the honor to, you know, have their paradise, but they lost it as it was predestinated to be lost. Let me grab that precept real quick. 2nd Ezra chapter 4. Let me see if I can start right here. Let's just read verse 30 straight to the point. 2nd Ezra 4 and 30. For the grain of evil seed hath been sown in the heart of Adam. So an evil seed, a very small seed of evil, you know, just, it's not literal, but it's showing you how a small little detail or a small error caused Adam to, you know, go off. So, in his heart, meaning his mind. So, for the grain of evil seed hath been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning. So, hey, the Lord declared the ending from the beginning. So, he knew this was going to occur. It says, and how much ungodliness hath it brought up unto this time. So, can you imagine today, man? This place is completely lost. That's why people look at us like we're strange. When we look at them, because we start studying who we were, what we are, who we are, we start to carry ourselves in that vibration, and these people, they're scared. They don't understand it. So, you know, we understand, man, this place is about to get a refreshment, you know. It's going to get burnt down and rebuilt, you know, where we're supposed to be. We're going to be taken off this place and put on another area on this earth, you know, the fatherland. It says from the beginning, and how much ungodliness hath it brought up unto this time. And we're not even, you know, it was Noah. You know, Noah had to save his people. You know, Noah was out there prophesying the end of the first death, you know, with the flood of water, you know. So, man, this was after the fact. So it says, and how much shall it yield yet bring forth until the time of threshing come? You know, that time of threshing, man. So it's going to get worse and worse until Yahawashi comes. So let me jump back to the comment board. Lord willing, this lesson has been edifying. But it says, the brother had commented, Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. This is the one I was going to grab, but I wanted to hold back. So, the water for this precept, Deuteronomy 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people. And Deuteronomy was written out to you Israelites, man. You are holy. You are set apart. You are set apart from this earth. Or these nations, Salakia. You are set apart from these nations. So it says Deuteronomy 7 and 6, for thou art an holy people unto Yahawah thy power. And Salakia for the background. You know, these damn dogs are doing their job. But it says, for thou art an holy people unto Yahawah thy power. Yahawah thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. So that's how he sets you apart, by giving you special treatment. You know, I'm going to grab Romans here in a second. You know, but it says, chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So, the Lord is racist. Yahawah is a racist power. You know, he said us as a people above all other people. So if you got a problem with white supremacy, you know, they just got a problem with you. You know, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They're trying to mimic what we got. We are the supreme beings. Now, are we supposed to walk around and treat everyone like dirt? No, the scriptures call us to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. And it also states, what was that one? Let me see, Salakia. Let me grab a drink real quick. If possible, keep peace with all men. So, man, at the end of the day, the greater you are, the more humble you are. So we can't act like, oh man, I'm God's people. You know, that's how Jake gets. You know, Jake's so simple, man. He'll hear that and he'll start fucking destroying himself by making these claims, bold claims, and running up downtown thinking it's his playground. Man, this is still Esau's blessing. We're still in Esau's kingdom. That's why you hear us, you know, going out and crying unto the Lord. You know, we make these videos and we're crying out to our people to get right. So guess what? Then we could be delivered into our glory. You know, and if you're sincere about this thing, you should want to see Yahawashi receive his glory before you ever get a fucking piece. You know? We want to see Yahawashi receive everything he's ever been promised. You know? And he will. Well, it's just all in due times. So then we got to remain patient. Because whenever Yahawashi is on top, we'll be in a much better spot. Even if we were a doorkeeper. You know, like the scriptures say, I'd rather be Yahawashi's doorkeeper than just to be some, you know, rich man here on earth right now, you know, in this wicked-ass fucking queendom. So it reads, the brother had commented, Psalms chapter 73, verse 5, there are not in trouble they are not in trouble as other men. And these other men are, referring to other nations, but Edomites, the rulers of this current state of society, these so-called white men, they are not in trouble as other men. It says, neither are they plagued like other men. So right now, man, the so-called white man looks like he's the guy. He's the guy to go to. He's the guy to trust. And that's why this is a sign of times, man, when everyone's starting to point their finger at him. Because the Lord's lifting up his skirt. The Lord's exposing his true self. It's like on those Scooby-Doo cartoons, whenever they would expose the monster as their everyday doctor, everyday librarian, whatever position it may be. Salakia, give me about 20 seconds. Salakia. So, man, the Lord's just exposing Esau through his men, the men that teach. So, we just read Psalm 73 and 5. The brother had also commented 1 Corinthians 15 and 23. But every man in his own order, Hamashiach the first fruits, afterward, they that are Yahawashis at his coming, the 144,000, and then the remnant, the rest of the men, women, and children that will be saved. That the Yahawashi is going to grant them their glory. The brother had commented Proverbs 27 and 17. Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Kanak, that's a beautiful precept. The brother was going through on these comment boards. I'm going to grab like these last two, and then I'm going to probably close out. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 7. Where the mystery of iniquity doth already work, only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. This is verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Kanak. Those ICBM missiles ain't going to be no dim, simple thing, man. It's going to be ultimate destruction, ultimate hell. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. And that's the captain of lying. It's Esau. It says, Obadiah 1 and 6. Who are these things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? And on a small level, these birthdays, man, because Esau, this is spiritual Egypt. That's something I didn't even get into, but essentially this is Egypt. This is the spiritual Egypt, man. This is the house of bondage. Yeah, Esau's lied to our people and saying that they ain't in captivity no more. They're not slaves. They're free men. Hell no, we ain't free, man. Everything we pay gets fucking taxed. Every dollar we make is taxed. Everything, man, we're tithing to these fucking people by force. But they've painted this picture like, man, you're straight. We take care of you. Look at these other countries. They're miserable. Man, these other countries have real food. We don't even got that shit, man. We got fucking nothing but destruction here, man. So, out of one Rawchaa, which is Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Before I close out, I would like to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, Qadash. Double honors unto the elders of Great Millstone. SHALAWAM to the elect. SHALAWAM. Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, Barakathum to the brothers on the comment board that are sincere.